Hello, Vicky, and welcome to From
Hi.
Red Carpet to Real Talk. I've never seen you on the red carpet. We've never had an interview, so I'm incredibly grateful to you for your time, for being here with me. Thank you,
Oh,
Vicky.
you're so welcome. I'm so happy to be here.
Me too. Do
Thank
you know
you.
why? Because I love your mission and I love what you
Oh,
do sincerely and genuinely. It's coming from my heart because I do very similar to what you do.
hmm
So I feel like this conversation will be epic. So you are
yes.
a coach, a motivational speaker, and a mom of three.
Yes, I am. You
Vicky,
got it.
wow. Vicky, wow.
That's what I
People
said.
don't know.
How did this happen? Who did this to me?
How did it happen, Vicky? How did it happen? Okay. Can you take us back to the moment when you felt a calling to help
Mm,
women?
wow. I think it kind of happened on accident. I think
Hmm.
people just began to ask me to come speak. I do talk a lot. That's been a thing since birth. And people would call on me to come kind of speak, but the way they would do it was they like, oh, I'm going to this event. I would love if you would join me. And I go, sure. What do you want me to do? I'll just hang out, help you, support. They're like, well, could you say a few words? Only if you want to, that sort of thing. And that was one thing that would happen. And so I would go to, just depending on what stage of my life I was at, and the person that invited me at the time would determine what kind of speaking engagement it would be. So there were times where I could be at a retreat and they would call me have me come up the next day, like, boy, you really gave a lot last night. People were asking about you. Could you say a few things more, like go more in depth?
Hmm.
And I'm like, sure, I'd love to talk. And
And
then
how did
other,
it make, I'm sorry for
oh,
interrupting
sure.
you, but how did it make you feel when you were doing it? Was it like natural? Like how did it make you feel? Was it like fulfilling?
I
Both.
love any opportunity to talk and
Mm-hmm.
share for one, but I think I was more touched and surprised that
Mm-hmm.
someone wanted to hear more from me, specifically about a situation that I'd been in, or they wanted to hear my perspective on my side of the story. And they were inspired, and I made them feel, this is what I got a lot of, I made them feel better about themselves, that they're okay, that they're normal, and there's nothing wrong with them. So they wanted more of that. And so I thought, wow, I didn't even know that I did that. I was just telling, my own little story and kind of making laughs and giggles in some ways, not even taking myself that seriously. And so when
Yeah.
people would have me back, I thought, wow, what a blessing. I'm so honored that someone would think I said something that helped them, because throughout my life I'd heard I talk too much, or not so many questions, or that sort of thing. So it was an honor
Mm.
for me to hear someone say that they respected what I said and could I tell them more. So that's how I felt about it. Very honored and privileged.
Honored, yes. And it's a very rewarding feeling as well when people are asking about you and when they are like valuing what you have to say.
Yes,
That's a
and
very
valuing
rewarding.
what you've been through. That part right
Yes.
there, like sometimes it could be your most, what you felt was the most shameful time of your life, or a
Exactly.
time where it was just the roughest, darkest moment, maybe. But to them, they're like, I get it. I get it. I thought it was just me. Tell me more. So I love that. What a blessing,
Mm-hmm.
right?
It is, yes. And I love the beginning of the beginning. And then
Mm.
what? Then you were like, maybe I can turn it into my career, right? That I can become a motivational speaker and a coach.
Yes,
Hmm.
it honestly was not intentional. Things just have a way of unfolding sometimes.
Hmm.
And for me, I'm just being honest, it was something I least suspected. And I kind of caught it after the fact. And so this kind of went on throughout my life. And so I'm a big person on writing out your thoughts and your visions and your
Yes,
plans and
me
your
too.
goals.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
And
me too.
when you go back and look over it, you're like, oh, wait a minute. I've always done this. And so I thought, for me, one of the things in raising kids, you realize sometimes, like, gosh, I have so many things pulling on me. I really could be doing better in my own kid department. But how do I continue to help other people and yet still be there for my kids and my family? Because that's the priority right now. When you're raising kids, that's the priority.
Yes.
And so you
Yes.
could tend to get caught up with outside things. So for me, I had to pace myself and wait for the best timing to when I could do that. So a lot of my speaking of engagements, at least my youngest one was always there with me. I took him and they'd
That's
have
so
him get up and say things, and he'd spread love and cheer all over the place. But at that point, when my kids were still kind of young, I had teenagers, and then my youngest one, there was a 10-year gap. And so I knew, oh gosh, at some point when he's a little older, I probably am going to be doing this more, because I've got to find a way to help more people than just these one little meetings here and there. I've got to try to find a way to get a platform to where I can help a lot of people at one time. So
yes,
if that makes sense to you, that was
it
kind of the beginning
does.
of it. Like, gosh, I can't be everywhere at once, but I could be one place. Now I just need more people to come. And
Yeah,
so you just go with the flow until the timing is right. So now for me, my kids are all grown now, and the timing is here for me to be able to go out and about, as well as do one-on-ones as time allows for that as well.
yes, Vicky. And you were saying helping people. Can you describe your audience? Who are they?
Oh gosh. For the most part, girls and women
Mm-hmm.
found that, and they could be in an executive type role in their life or stage in a career. It could be a homeless person or a young pregnant teen, middle schoolers. I've actually spoken with all kinds of girls and women, even to the point of women on the run. That was a huge another thing that happened to me I wasn't expecting. I was invited to come and sing along at a church, and then they asked me to say a few words. And then afterwards, they also asked me, would I come and meet one of the girls who was there helping women, kind of like a shelter person who would gather women who were trafficked, and she would bring them there for safety. And so I went to go meet this girl, and
Mm-hmm.
just started talking to her. And then she asked me, could I say something to this girl she literally just rescued? And I'm like, okay. And she was like, don't worry, just be yourself. They want to hear someone real, And I'm like, well, I'm definitely real. And so, I hope I answered your question, but
Yes, you
even
did.
even in that respect, it's just amazing to me. Honestly, if you just say yes sometimes and be yourself, don't be afraid to share your truth, although it might seem embarrassing to you, you could save someone's life. And that's what I realized that night.
Exactly.
I never saw that girl again in person, but I heard about an organization that got started, and I was told it was that girl who started it. She started rescuing other girls and going back for them.
Wow.
That's
I,
insane.
yes, Vicky, I feel like oftentimes we are devaluating the power of words and
Yeah.
human support. Like even one word can be so
Mm.
powerful and so
Woo!
transformative. So yes, I am so happy that you and I, like we are speaking the same
We
language.
are.
Does it make sense? And I
No,
wanted
it's
to say
true.
it at the very end of our conversation, but I feel an urge to say it now.
Mm,
I am helping kids in downtown of LA. I go
mm.
there to do different kind of workshops for them, like sharing my experience and my story. I conduct their workshops for them, like gratitude workshops or like vision boards, etc., etc. Would you love to go with me one day?
Absolutely. I would love that. Oh, thank
Please.
you for that invitation. Yes,
Yes, yes. I
would
love
love
your
it.
energy so much. Yes, I wanted to do it at the end, but I felt like I wanted to say it now.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Thank you, Vicky. Thank you for saying yes. Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
Yes, because when I see those kids, I'm like,
Mm,
do I do enough? And then I'm saying to myself, yes, actually, I do enough. Maybe in 10 or 12, 20 years from now, they will remember that girl who came to them with that
absolutely.
motivational speech or
Yep.
with that workshop or whatsoever. Maybe if I inspire at least like one kid,
Mm-hmm.
more than enough. So I
Mm-hmm.
would love for you to go with me, and yes, by uniting, you see my body language. We are
Absolutely.
stronger together, yes, and
And
yeah, let's make a
I
difference. And
commend
I do
you.
believe in the power of words and
The power of
being
words
there
is,
for other
yes.
people. Yes,
Words is what brought everything into being.
exactly.
Words
In
have
the
the power to
beginning was the
create.
word.
Absolutely,
Yes,
absolutely.
yes.
And I'll say this to you. I commend you for reaching to the young girls, because the thing is, honestly, the young as we go on and get older, we've got a whole nother generation coming
Mm-hmm.
about. And so
Exactly.
we definitely have to pour into them. So this is our future, you know?
Yes.
So they're going
Yes.
to be the new world makers and decision makers. And we've got to continue to pass that hope back to them,
Yes.
you know?
Yes. Vicky, and you are working mostly with women and girls, yeah?
Yes.
Why not men?
I'm
Or men as well.
open to work with anyone.
Okay, okay,
Part
okay.
of, you may or may not know this, part of my story for the last 10 years, I've been focused more on, I was focused uh, kind of a combination of whoever I met out in the industry. I have a son who's my youngest son's an actor. And so I kind of stopped my life to support him in that. And he's grown up. And we met a lot of people on the street. And so my son has one of my sons, that particular one has a gift of just sharing love, right? So he'll stop whoever, we're on the street, and he'll stop and he'll want to talk to a person or literally pray for a person. And even with kids in the business, it didn't matter if it was a boy or girl, mom, dad. I've met lots of parents that unfortunately it's a tough business out there, you know, and it's never what you think when you first start out with a kid in that industry, you know. It's definitely something that takes a lot of encouragement, and that's kind of
Mm-hmm.
where my son and I, we would speak to other parents, stop for a moment of prayer. You'd be amazed who you meet out there on these auditions and things of that nature in the business. So I, and as well as my family, um, have talked to youth, male and female, as well as the parents. And that includes men and women, also people on set, whether actor,
Yes.
sound person. I can't think of the name you call them right now, but like your, not your gaffer, but your production team.
Yeah, yeah,
You
yeah, yeah, yeah.
never know. So we're open, and I'm open to talk with anyone. It's always about just being authentic. You know, people want something real. They want
100%.
honesty, and they just, you know, I can just give them my truth because I'm living
Yes.
it. I'm living it as I'm
Yes.
speaking it.
Exactly, yes. And Vicky, even in this example, your son is an actor. And he's so
Yes.
lucky to have you because you are, besides being his like mom, you're his agent, manager, and a coach.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, yes, he is so
It's
lucky.
true.
And
Thank
even
you.
like based on this example, how can we support someone who aspires to have a career in something, not even acting? Like, do you help people with this as well? Like to guide them to create, I don't know, the action step plan. Do you do that as well?
Yes, I do.
Mhm.
And I started that when I was in college many, many years ago. I got chosen to be a peer advisor. It was a paid job, but that's how it started. I was counseling my peers. And
Mhm.
so it works out well for me as well as my son to kind of team up with him oftentimes for people in the business as well, specifically because when you understand, I don't know, sometimes you just have a gift of being honest and not being afraid to just tell people, share what you went through. And so for me, when I did that in college, although you have a curriculum that you have to follow, and although, you know, we were trained to, these are the guidelines, you have guidelines. And so there's certain
Yes.
things you don't cross certain boundaries or barriers, but at the same time, you can be professional, but yet be honest. And so sometimes you're able to see something like a blind spot, maybe that person can't see. And if you're just honest about it, but just be kind and gentle, you
Yes.
can share that with them. And so from a very early age, I would say I was probably 18 or 19, um, when I met people, college counseling, and you know, these are people spending a lot of money for education, and then midway through they find out, I don't know if I'm going to be good for this. So you can sit
Exactly.
down, you can go over like what's your goals, what do you like. There's even tests you can give people to take and find out different things about themselves. But sometimes people just need to hear themselves, like they need to say it out loud
Yes.
and have
Yes.
someone be honest and not judge them, and then share some opportunities with them. Maybe they didn't know. And sometimes it
Mm-hmm.
takes a couple of times to meet with someone. So,
Yes.
yeah, definitely helped with the career path as one who's
Awesome.
changed many times my career path. So I'm not afraid of change. So I can talk to people about what it's like to change and start over. Even now, I'm doing a reboot of myself, even now, so to speak, because my youngest just turned 19. So it's like,
19.
mm-hmm. So I'm excited.
You're a Wonder Woman, Vicky. 19.
Yeah,
Wow. Very cool. Very cool. How to manage it all, Vicky, huh? Being a
one day at a
mom,
time, one
being a
day at a time.
professional. Yes, but you're an evident example that it's possible.
Absolutely.
Yes,
Everything
it's
is
it's all
possible.
about like time management and your I wouldn't say like priorities, because kids is the priority, like our family the priority, our career is the priority. It's like how you manage your time, because sometimes when people are coming to me, because I also like work with women, but I work only with women, and they're like,
Hmm.
time heals. I'm like, no, time
Mm.
doesn't heal. It's like what you do with this time.
How about that? Ooh, I like that. I like that.
Time
What you,
heals.
no,
Time itself
it's
doesn't
true.
heal you. It's like what you
Yeah,
do with this time. Are you
that's the
in
truth.
therapy? Are you reading like self-help books, etc., 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 etc.? It's like what you do with this time. Here is the same. Like, yes, I'm asking you, like, Vicky, how do you manage it all? But it's like the time management, right?
It's that, but I'll be honest with you. For me, I feel like,
Mm-hmm.
and there's, I love this expression, like there's no mistakes, but I felt like I made a lot of mistakes, and I'm still apologizing to my kids, like I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Like, I check in with them now, and they're like, "Mom, you're fine." You were asking me about time management, and for me,
Yes.
I have always been one who, I got to be honest, I fought and fought and fought. I don't like control because I like to be in control. I don't like time parameters. I don't like any of those things. And so sometimes you learn the hard way. I'm one
Yeah.
who learned the hard way. And what I can say about managing your time is the faster you own up to your responsibility in whatever your situation is, that, say you're in a situation you don't like that you're in, the faster you own up and take responsibility, give
Yes.
thanks for all the things you do have and say, okay, I'm not perfect. Let me make a list of things that I'm grateful for and the things that maybe I
Yes.
messed up, and what can I do to be better.
Mm-hmm.
Let's start there. Forget about who did what to
Yes.
me or how I got, you got to
Mm-hmm.
put your own ownership on it. So for time management, I wish I'd have mastered that part a whole lot faster and not be in denial like about
Yes,
myself.
yes, yeah, but it's okay. It's okay.
It
Vic,
is. But looking
Vicky, and
back, hmm
yes, and in your opinion, what are the most common limiting beliefs women are having right now, like today in 2025, that I cannot do
and
it all, or like what are they, in your opinion?
I think the most limiting beliefs is that most women seem to think they're not enough or good enough
Oh,
as they
yes,
are, just totally as you are already. So that could mean, oh, I haven't put my makeup on yet, or oh, my hair is not ready or not right, or I haven't accomplished all these things yet, or I'm still in school, or I've got to go back to school. Women don't realize that they're already enough, and that who they are is so magical, if I can say that. The
exactly. I
gift
love
of
that.
being, just
Divine,
being
divine, magical. Yes.
fearfully and wonderfully made. You know, um, God doesn't make mistakes. And I
Exactly.
have this one saying that someone said to me: He'll never take your no for his yes. His yes is yes. So you may as well get
Yes.
on board and just say yes and go for it and be confident and be accepting of yourself and be proud of who you are. And
Yes.
sometimes maybe someone said something to us in the past that is deep down inside of us, and we believe that. I used to believe so many negative things. Half of it I made up. Some stuff nobody
Mm-hmm.
even said it. I just assumed and made up some dumb lies about myself. So that's the biggest thing that I see, is that we have to stop making up the lies that no one even said, that we just choose to believe based on bad assumptions. Or we got to give ourselves a chance to speak life, stay positive, meditate on the good things, and then move in that space of, I've got this, I'm good enough. In fact, I'm the best at being me. I'm the
Yes, yes,
best
yes.
at being me, and God put me here, so I'm going to go forth in that.
Exactly, and I hear you. Trust me. I know exactly what you are talking about, like self-encouragement and being your best friend and
Yeah.
best parent and biggest like fan. But I remember in the beginning of my journey, yes, when I was struggling with all of these limiting beliefs of
Mm,
being unwanted, unlovable, not beautiful, not good enough, not
mm,
professional enough, not blah, 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 what we don't like those adjectives, yes. It was so hard for me to change the
mm.
like my beliefs that I've created over the years. And what would be your advice to women who are in the beginning of their journeys from like I feel to yes, I am God's daughter and I deserve to be here and I don't have to
Yeah.
prove anything to anybody. I am me, you're you, and that's perfect and wonderful. We can live together in this world.
The fact that you just said that, being God's daughter, that's really just owning that right there and knowing like,
Mm-hmm.
wait, what? Who am
Mm-hmm.
I? And knowing that you've got something to live up to and live for and to be excited about. The Bible says he dances and rejoices over us. Can you imagine someone dancing over you and rejoicing just over
Yes.
you? Like,
Yes. Me- Yes, Vicky, after being 12 years now in after being 12 years in therapy, I can imagine that. And of
mm,
course, like I know that God is always with me and I know that I'm his daughter and he wants the best for me. But I know it now, Vicky. I will be honest with
yeah,
you. In the very beginning of my journey, I was like, no, no, I was like overprotected and I
yeah,
didn't believe it in all of this like affirmations and the power of now and other beautiful, beautiful things that I know now and I live by now.
mm-hmm.
But let's like, I don't know, what can we say to women who are in the
Ah,
very, very, very beginning of their journey?
very
Where shall
beginning.
they start? And you know what else? So many women and men as well are afraid of therapy or coaching. Why is
Mm-hmm.
that in your opinion?
I think, they say you've got to do the work.
Mm-hmm.
There's that part,
Yes.
not wanting to be vulnerable, not wanting people
Mm.
to see, the crying or the tears or
Yes.
the pain. You just want to bottle it up and keep it in. I was a such person. I'm not a big
So,
crier, and I'm used to being tough and strong and all that.
yes.
And
Mm-hmm.
sometimes, to be honest, you've got to have the right person who's not just going to be a yes person either. Even seeking help and seeking therapy, in my opinion, sometimes it may not be the
Strong.
first person. You've got to have the right person. It's not always good. You want a person in your corner and rooting for you, yes, but you need someone who's going to be honest with you. To me, in the beginning, when a woman is first starting out,
Yes.
I believe in starting with a list and writing things down. Like, write out how you're really feeling. Be honest with be brutally honest. I'm not saying be down on yourself, but be honest about what it is you're going through and what it is you really want, and then reach out for the help. And I know that can be difficult, like where, who, how, and then therapy often costs money. So sometimes you have to open your mouth and ask for help
Yes.
and take that time, because it's so, so important. The more you keep going and going and going, it can wear you down, and then you can end up having a breakdown, and that's not
Yes.
good for you or anyone in your life. So you begin by writing. For me, it was prayer. I said a big old prayer, like, okay, I didn't create myself, I didn't create this world, I don't even know
Yes.
why I'm here. And so, to some people, for me, it's God. I just had a blatant, bold conversation. Like, I need help. I need you to show me, tell me, however you communicate to humans. I
Mm-hmm.
need you to do that with me. And if I'm missing it, give me a person
Yeah.
who can come my way and say, oh, yeah, I got a handle on this. And I know that sounds really, really bizarre, but that is literally what I did. Now, that didn't mean a quick fix. What it meant was one foot in front of the other, day by day. But
Yeah.
something happened different every day, or enough for me to just go on. And that's what I found to be very true, is that God will meet you where you're at. Sometimes, the saying, you're right where you're supposed to be, and you're thinking that can't be
Yes.
true. I am not right where I'm supposed to be. But
Yes.
actually, if you really think about it, you kind of are, because however you got to where you are, Sometimes there's even a book called The Undoing. Sometimes you have to kind of undo some things, and sometimes it is about where you're at. It may not look that great to you, but sometimes you're right there because maybe even God is trying to spend some time with you right there. Like he doesn't want you to go any further because you're going to make it worse.
Love that.
Just
Love
take that
that.
time, ask God. For me, um, I'm a person who had to get back to reading the Bible and things like that. But what I also learned from that is, like you said earlier, words are powerful. So
Yeah.
what you surround yourself with, from what you're looking at on a day-to-day basis, whether it's the books you're reading, whether it's notes you put up on your mirror to recite to yourself, whether it's the people in your space who's talking to you, because when you hear something, it becomes like a visual for you, and you could keep replaying that. So what you see, whether it's right, literally right in front of you, like a book, for example, that you're reading, something to encourage you. Like I've got different things I read to encourage myself. You have to keep that a constant, and then also what you say. That's the
Yes.
beginning for me. You've got to change what you're saying to positive things. And if you don't have
Yes.
anything positive to say yet, don't say anything. Just keep quiet and wait for it. Just wait for it. And
Yeah.
then to me, that's the beginning because words are so, so powerful.
Totally agree with you. And I would also say that being vulnerable is beautiful. Asking for help is really beautiful as well. It doesn't mean
Yeah.
that you are weak. It's actually mean that you are strong. That you are strong, strong, so strong. So,
Yeah.
Vicky, how can someone ask for your help? How can
Well,
we reach out to you? Where can we find you? How can we schedule one-on-one or invite you to the event?
absolutely. It's easy to find me because I'm on Instagram at Speak Vicky B. That's SpeakVickieb exclamation mark. I'm on Facebook. Um, and then you could also email me at B as in
Mhm.
boy, Victoria at gmail.com, or Victoria dot Paul Michael Williams for those who watch Jurassic. My son's got a lot of adult fans that reach out to me as well. So that's
Love that.
Victoria at
Yeah.
paulmichaelwilliams.com.
Yes. Thank you so much, Vicky,
Oh,
for
thank
your
you.
time
Absolutely.
and for your expertise. And how can we sum up our real talk? With what? With what guidance or what would be the message of today?
I think the message of today is don't be afraid to be true to yourself, and know that you're already all right now, and there's nothing that you can't do. Just go out there and get it. Don't be afraid. Right where you're at, start right now. Take one step
Yes.
forward.
Yes. Yes. And remember, you are exactly where you need to be.
Exactly. Yes.
Love that. Vicky, thank you so much for your energy. Absolutely love it. And I really hope that I will
Likewise.
see you in downtown of LA when we
Yes.
will go to visit kids, okay?
I can't wait. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
All
Thank you,
right.
Vicky.
God
Thank you
bless.
so
Take good
much.
care.
God bless. Have a wonderful rest of your day.
You too, hon. Bye bye.
Bye. Bye-bye.
Bye bye.